as I started getting more into this occult, time went by, and I realized that one night a month after I tried a special diet, according to them, where I'm supposed to be communicating with plants, animals, and everything around me. And I sat in the room, and there were a couple of friends with me, and they were all having champagne and all that, but I was being recluse, and I was saying, suddenly something happened, and it just tapped into the other person's mind. And they just looked at me, and I looked at them. And a lot of weird things suddenly started happening. Like I would think, and those days you had the manual TV channels, no? And it had the horizontal hold, remember? It goes up and down. I would look at the TV and it would start flipping.
Wow.
But then what scared me was this. I felt a presence. And I knew this presence wasn't good.
Evil.
It scared me, and I knew I wasn't in control.
You wanted a change in your life.
It was just that night I realized this is not. So according to the diet that I took to get this power, if I eat meat, it will go. So I went and had about 5 or 6 hamburgers, thinking this will go away from me. So to make a long story short, my first work was in Saudi Arabia, and when I went there, I started detesting the way that Islam is forced upon you. And what I didn't really like was that whenever something happens, like a tragedy, a bomb going off in the US or Israel, these people jump up and are happy about it. And I'm thinking, what's wrong with that? And I go ask them, I said, what's wrong with you? Why are you? No, God is great, He's done this. So I wanted to find out what kind of God would do this. So in search of that, I started reading the Quran. Because I thought as a human being, I shouldn't have prejudice against anyone. So to clear that up, I thought there must be something there that I could rationalize. So I started reading the Quran, and something strange happened. As I was reading it, it touched points that had never been touched in my life before. For example, remember the piece I had asked a question at when I was 8 years old? I had some questions, and no matter who I asked, whether the Imam was in Tehran or Malaysia or in Quebec, he had the same answer. And one day, again I'm condensing it quite a bit, I was sitting with bootleg liquor. Alcohol is banned in Saudi Arabia, but then we make our room. So I was sitting with this liquor in front of me, with the Quran and the Bible. I'd smuggled the Bible in. And I was looking at this. From what I knew about Christianity, it's okay to get drunk off that. In fact, I have seen priests come home, get drunk, and we float them outside the house. Float them, it was like that. So, in my life, I've always gone by the principle that it's either black or white. There's no gray area. So, that was the turning point when I started believing that Allah was my Father in heaven. Within a month or so, privately, I converted to Islam. And as a Muslim, I was studying or being trained to argue with Christians. In the sense that I had about 20 or 30 books, and they were pointing the mistakes in the Bible, basically in the translation. And I was prepared by some people who were apologists, Islamic apologists, and basically I felt I wanted to do this to show the error to the Christians, but with love, not with hatred or venom and this. Again, to condense the whole thing, before I got married, before I became a Muslim, I was engaged to my wife. I thought I would lose everything and everyone, but I didn't care. I thought I had found God. I told my family, they didn't seem to care. Got married in a Catholic church, but then I was going to conduct a nikah.
We'll be right back just after this. Stay tuned to hear the remaining story of Mr. John.